imagine you have a break and entry and someone's trying to rob you in your house.
Yeah.
And they send a therapist out.
Right. Can you imagine?
Let's think about this.
Right.
What are you thinking?
Right.
How are you feeling? Put
Yeah.
the gun down.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
What the
Oh my
fuck is that?
God.
Like, send the police out
Seriously,
here, dude.
they
I'm
don't
getting robbed.
They don't understand that like that's who comes to us at
Yes.
when we're calling. You know what I mean?
She just had to call the police the other night. I was at dinner.
Here?
And she walked into my office and there's people laying on the couch.
Seriously?
Yes.
Random people?
Random. And it's like late at night. She walked in to shut it up. It's like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And
Who were they?
just, it's such a horrible, it's so horrible.
Oh my God. You don't even have to say, but were they just randoms like around that in here?
Yes.
Did we wipe it down?
No, we left it for you.
I'm like, what are we about to say here?
All right. Well, another episode of Adversity Kings. We have special guest and I think I would say a couple months I've been doing. About a month or two now.
I would say it's been a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months I've been doing this meal prep service. I told my last assistant, I was transitioning into my new assistant, Starley, both phenomenal. Sarah, Starley, shout out to you guys. And I told him, I was like, I need to get on a meal prep service because I'm spending way too much money and I want to be a little healthier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we were looking it up. We were trying to find local things. And Chicago, and especially the suburbs being so big, we couldn't find anything.
Really?
And we came across Meals by Soph.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Well, the actual technical name is Meal Me, but
Meal Me,
everything
okay.
like Instagram, all that stuff is Meal Me by Soph.
Okay, cool. So Meal Me by Soph, and then your full name.
Sofia, now Smiley, but Delfino. I'm transitioning.
Okay.
Haven't changed my name yet.
Oh, you're
since I got
really
married.
Italian.
Yeah.
That sounds really Delfino.
Yeah, Delfino.
So are you from Italy, or are your parents straight from Italy?
My mom is first generation. My dad is second. So they
Okay.
were both born here, but
Okay.
my mom's parents were born there.
Okay,
my dad's
cool.
grandparents were born there.
Do you go back, visit ever?
I've been 5 times already so far in my lifetime, which I'm very thankful and very appreciative that I was able to like travel and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to go back. My husband's never been, so that's something that I definitely want to do with him.
Yeah.
He keeps saying in 5 years, and I'm like, but I don't want to bring kids, so gotta do it before kids. But yeah, it's beautiful there. I mean, I love it. I wish I knew how to speak, but my parents never taught me. My dad said that he thought that when my mom was teaching us Italian when we were like babies, he was like, I thought you guys were gonna not know how to speak English if you learned Italian and English. So that was messed up.
Thanks
right out the get-go. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dad.
And so let's start with kind of like point of origin for yourself. So born and raised Chicago?
Born and raised Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised Chicago. I've lived in Bloomingdale pretty much my whole life.
Okay.
I went to college for a semester in Elmhurst, at Elmhurst College. And then I transferred out, and that's kind of when my culinary school and culinary endeavors began. I've always loved cooking, so I always knew. Can I get into that right now?
All of it.
Gonna
whatever.
segue. That's
I'm
just
gonna jump
my segue.
all over the place.
Okay, cool. Well, I was at Elmhurst College because I was in Bloomingdale my whole life and never really left home until I lived on campus there for a semester. But long story short, I wanted to transfer because I knew that I wanted to go to culinary school and not really like be doing anything that I would have to sit behind a desk for or something that I wasn't super interested in. And I've always had a love for cooking ever since I was little, just because my family and we're Italian. So we have always in the kitchen cooking, huge family parties, holidays were always huge for us. And my family hosted a lot of the time. So just kind of being around the food, and not even just the food, but like the aspect that comes with the food, like the comfort and the family. And like, we're always around. If anybody wants to find me, my husband, like he'll say too, like if I want to see her, I have to see in the kitchen.
Is he Italian too?
He's actually not. He is like whiter than white. So he doesn't know what he is. He's a mix of all different kinds of
mix
things.
of all the whites.
Yeah, he's a mix of all the whites.
Yeah.
So, but he likes to say he's like a little bit Italian now that he's married me. But so then I transferred to culinary school, and culinary school was only about 1.5 years, so it was pretty quick. But I learned a lot, and I always say that I would go back because it was like the most amazing experience that I would ever imagine I could experience.
Was it the environment, or was it a teacher, like a chef, that really stood out to you and really inspired you?
I would honestly, it was a mixture of both, and just like so many things. Like all of the chefs that we did have for our classes were they were just like those hardcore chefs. And it was like really cool to be like, wow, like I'm in the same vicinity as this person. Like I'm learning from this person. Not in like a Gordon Ramsay, like scary kind of way, you know?
Is he the scary one?
He is the scary one, but I actually know someone who knows him who said that that's all an act and that he's not really scary. So, and I've always really liked Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really cool. Like I remember on my first day of, I think it was our meats class or something, and our meats class started at like 5 a.m. So when I lived in the city at that time, so, you know, I'd have to leave, hop on the L at like 4:30, which was kind of scary. You know,
I've never been on that.
Oh my, you never been on the L? No. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't suggest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But like if you're, I don't like saying if you're a female, but like if you're a female and it's 4:30 in the morning and you're hopping on the L, like you wouldn't believe the things you see. So just kind of got to keep your pepper spray in one hand and mind your business and keep your head down. But yeah, I remember on my first day of meats class, like I had a really cool chef. I actually forget his name now, but he's like from France. All of them are from France. So it's just very like authentic. And he said something, let me think of it really quick. He said, in something like in culinary school in this class, like we're going to teach you a lot of stuff, but he was like, but I'm not gonna, hold on. It's going to come to me. He said, we're going to throw you in the deep end. And he looked at us and he said, and you're going to drown. And he's like, and we're not going to help you. He's like, I'll pull you up for air every now and then, but like we're going to throw you in the deep end and you're going to drown unless you learn how to swim. So it was kind of just like that intensity of it, where it really just was like, okay, wow, this is legit and this is for real. This isn't where, like, you can't slack off in culinary school because it's all like, I'm looking at what you just cooked. And if it's not right, if your sauce is breaking, if this is messed up, like you can see it. There's no hiding your mistakes. So it was really just kind of a very full immersive kind of experience for me.
And were any of the chefs that you were taught by, any like Michelin star affiliation with any of those chefs?
Yeah, I think I think a handful of them were Michelin star chefs.
Yeah.
I don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. And I also don't think it's something that they really talked about so much now that I think about it. Like I don't remember anyone really saying this is what I used to do and really spending a lot of time telling us about it.
Yeah.
It was more so just like, I've been here, I've been there, I know everything, now listen and learn kind of thing.
Have you gone to any Michelin star restaurants?
I haven't, actually. I really want to, but...
Is there one in this? There's a really, really nice French place. I think I went there.
Is it Alinea? Yeah, it's Alinea.
So I believe I went to Alinea probably a little over a year ago, and is a Michelin star more based off like decoration? Because like the portions are very small.
Yes, that's definitely what you get with like a Michelin star restaurant. It is about the food, but I personally think that it is also a lot about presentation, atmosphere. I'm sure they might have had like an open kitchen where you can kind of see everything that's going on. It's very much more relaxed and slow paced in the kitchen than it is in like, you know, a typical restaurant that we would go to around here where it's crazy. The orders are flying in.
Yep.
The thing that I think is the most admirable about like Michelin star restaurants is I guess the time that they take like on each plate, because you might not know and I might not know, but there's like a lot of thought that goes into what they're putting on that plate. So it's supposed to be like a very special and very honestly once in a lifetime experience.
Do you like movies?
I love movies.
Have you seen the movie The Menu?
Oh my God, I just watched it.
It wasn't that like kind of good?
I just watched it. Wait, did you know that that's Voldemort?
No.
From Harry Potter.
No.
And
I had no idea.
I'm not even a Harry Potter geek.
Neither am I.
But someone told me that, and I was like, what? That's so weird. But yeah, I watched that movie, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, that's how I liked it, too.
I really liked it,
Some of my friends that like movies, they were like, that was stupid. I was like,
no, I thought it was
good.
A
decent movie.
I thought it was good,
especially if you like food, because I was sitting there like, I'm hungry. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of like it kind of gave you that like Michelin star feel, where it's like you could see the kitchen was very, you know, chef. Everyone was quiet and doing their work. They had that like nice music playing to kind of get you in the mood and just kind of like really put you in the scene of like comfort with that food, and not even so much comfort, but just like it's really like a beautiful thing just to watch how precisely they're decorating their plates and cooking. Yeah, I could watch people cook all day. So
yes, well, I would need to eat, but
for sure. I mean, we'd eat too.
Yes. There was, I don't know if you've done kind of subtopic sushi. I went to this restaurant in Austin probably a couple months ago, and it was a private sushi setup, and it was so dope. So I recommend, like, if you travel a lot, or if you can find, I don't know what it was. It was like, it was kind of like a Michelin experience, because it was just like 6 to 8 of us around like like a sushi station, and it was freshly prepared. They had the fish and everything shipped in that day, and it was like just a really unique experience.
Kind of
it
like
was
Benihana style.
Kind of like that, but like 10 times the quality.
Really?
Of like, you know what I mean? Of like, there's the head chef, and then he's got 2 assistant chefs beside them, and it was a really, really cool experience. Really, really cool experience.
I love that. That's awesome. And I really like trying new restaurants.
Yes.
And hearing people tell me what new restaurants to try.
Yes.
Just because, I mean, it's such an experience. And, you know, I feel like I'm the only one in my friend group or family that's like, let's go to this place, let's go to that place, and my husband like isn't all about it like I am. He loves food and he loves to cook, but like when I'm like, oh my god, let's travel 45 minutes to this new restaurant, it's like, ugh, let's just go somewhere over here, you know. But I'm totally all up for traveling for food, and I want to like literally plan a whole itinerary vacation literally just based off
around
restaurants.
The food. You have to. and that's the first thing I do. I've been in Chicago now a little over 2 years, and the first thing we did, I was like, I just started hitting all the restaurants, the STKs, what's the RPMs?
Prime.
That's probably my favorite. The RPM seafood, I think, is one of my favorite ones. I don't know if I've been to RPM Italian.
I've been to RPM Italian. I haven't been to RPM Seafood though.
And there's another Italian place. I don't think I've been there. It starts with a G.
Gibson's?
Maybe it's Gibson's
Italia. Gibson's is pretty big. Gibson's Italia, yeah. There's one in Oak Brook over here.
Okay.
And then there's a big one downtown right on the river.
Okay. I've been to the one in Oak Brook, but I don't think it's Italian, like, center.
It's not Italian.
Yeah.
I would say Gibson's. Is it Gibson's Italia downtown?
I don't know.
Might be.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, it sounds about right. But yeah, you probably the Oak Brook one is more just kind of like steakhouse.
Yep.
Your typical menu items.
My overall still fave, I think, in the city would be Maple and Ash.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on
the whole
Maple
experience
and
everything, and they're really cool. Like the waiters and waitresses, and like it's like a genuine conversation that they have, like when they're doing everything. So I like all that. I like the ordering. Like I think it's I don't give a fuck or something.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And they're just so like crazy. So. But I wanted to get your opinion on food, just in the local area, and then just nationally as well, like or just even internationally. Like,
I mean,
walk us through your favorites.
I mean, now that we're on Maple and Ash topic, I'm just gonna say how much I love Maple and Ash.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound cheesy and like that girl that like goes to Maple and Ash all the time, because I really don't. But I've been to other restaurants that are like at equal level or maybe even higher, and Maple and Ash like always will be the number one that like exceeds my expectation. Not even in food and quality of food, but like staff is huge. Like the Maple and Ash staff doesn't even compare. I remember I was in Arizona last year, and I went to, what is that place called? It's Asian cuisine. Sushi, tea. It starts with a T.
And did they have like was it Phoenix or was it?
It was Phoenix, or it might have been Scottsdale.
Yeah,
Phoenix or Scottsdale.
I'd have to go back on my Instagram. I feel like I've been there.
But it was like a huge place. Yes, and everyone's like, you have to go here. You have to go here.
There.
And my girlfriend I was with was like, we got to go here, and she's a big foodie too. So I was like, let's go. And the food was okay. But the service we had, I was like, I would pay for Maple and Ash 3 times over coming to a place like this, getting okay food, shitty service, and probably double the bill that I would pay at Maple and Ash. So I feel like a lot of people, they think that, oh, everyone's saying this place is great, or that's where everybody's going, and it is expensive. But like, I don't like to go to places again if I have like a bad experience the first time. Like, I'd rather go to Maple and Ash every weekend over going somewhere that I wasn't fond of.
Consistency, I think, is underrated.
Yes.
Especially in the culinary world, like in the food world. I think when you find a really consistent spot, like Capitol Grill's right down the road, so I pretty much don't go anywhere else. I'll go to Capitol Grill pretty much over driving 10, 15, 20 minutes further. Right. Just because I can rely on the consistency.
Yeah, for sure. You trust them.
And that's what I really love about, I've done every meal prep company. I've done The Factor. I've done whatever you've seen online, I've pretty much done it. Yeah. And now I'm to the point of all the podcasts and things I've watched where I get worried about the preservatives and the plasticity, because it's vacuum sealed.
For sure.
That's the only thing I think of, like, as you have visions of expanding, is like, what can you do to, like, my buddy does this one meal prep, and it's literally vacuum sealed and looks like cat food. And What I really like about yours is I know this stuff was cooked like last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this stuff was cooked a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And it's so fresh. There's never any like sogginess. There's no weird plastic type of flavor. Like, it's not off flavored. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm especially for myself, I'm an advocate of just like I want consistency and like a level of freshness.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I get with your service and your company.
I love that. And it always makes me so happy to hear like
Yes.
people say, because I feel like I don't really have anything where, people would submit feedback or whatever. So it's really like when people tell me. Otherwise, I just know what I'm doing. I put it out there and I just wait for people to be like, hey, your stuff's good. So
yes. And I think it's underrated and not appreciated enough. And I think just in food in general, and really in business in general, when you can find somebody like, maybe you have a sales rep or a car salesman or something like that. When you find that person that's consistent,
right? And
that's for business in general. If you're watching this, you're in business, you're starting business, like if you can put a hyper emphasis on your consistency, I think you have a competitive advantage against others, because it's like a lot of people in a lot of places out there are just inconsistent. It's like 1 week you're on, 1 week you're off, and it's like it's almost distasteful. It's
people
like,
are lazy these days. That's what
God.
it is.
So lazy. I think of you mentioning 4:30, and I think of Starly as well. She's always my assistant 24/7, just up working, and especially putting up with me. I had a psychotic rant earlier today because everybody was pissing me off, and I had to apologize to her. And I was like, but I don't know. You know what I mean? There's something with, and I was raised by a single mother, so maybe I'm like partially feminist, where I'm like, dude, women will outwork a lot of men nowadays. Hearing you wake up 4 a.m. And I know some days she's up 4:35, but she'll be up till midnight. You know what I mean? Just working, doing other side jobs and different things like that. So I think it's underrated as well when you're building a business. So you're 3 years into your business.
I will be 3 years in June. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're like we're on our way to 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's that process look like from day one to where you're at now?
Oh my God, it's so crazy. It still doesn't feel real. Like it still feels like just an idea that I had when it first started. And I feel like I don't realize how far I've come over the past couple of years. But like first starting, I could go through the whole story of like how I kind of first started. Yeah. But kind of long story short, I was working after I graduated from culinary school. I had to do an internship. So I had to work 3 months in a restaurant kitchen in order for me to graduate. Yeah. And at the time, my family really loves this restaurant. It's called Pazzi Pizza in Elmhurst. I don't know if you've heard. So good if you haven't been.
Someone has mentioned it.
I'm literally going tonight.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's so good.
Is that one of your faves?
It's one of my faves.
Okay.
And a couple of my best friends, their family owns it and everything. So I'm huge advocate for.
How do we spell this?
Pazzi.
Pizza.
Yeah, you got it. Yep. They have one in Elmhurst and Park Ridge. I'm doing a little shout out, everybody.
Is Elmhurst the best location, or are they both consistent?
They're both consistent in their food for sure. Park Ridge is a little different atmosphere, but nothing crazy. Elmhurst is the original, and that's the one I worked at, so it'll always kind of be OG for me. Yep. But and long story short, I had to do my internship there, so I was there in the kitchen for 3 months, and then my boss at the time, who was basically front of house manager, was like, oh my God, I need a manager. You got the looks, you got the personality. I'm going to pull you out front and you're going to work alongside me. And I was just like, oh my God, okay, I've never done this before. Didn't go to school for this. And I ended up doing it for 3 years, but it was probably the most beneficial thing that I could have ever done in leading up to starting my meal prep business, just because of everything that I learned. And I'm also all for, like, you will never have a bad experience unless you like look at it like you had a bad experience, or like you didn't learn anything, because I learned a lot of things that I shouldn't do going forward, and a lot of things that I should do going forward, like things to take with me and things to kind of like leave that I don't want to take with me. So that was really awesome, really cool experience. And it was actually during the pandemic where we were just kind of slower. Restaurants were closing, and I think we were open 1 week, closed another week. So I had like some free time off, and I was like really getting into health and fitness, and I was meal prepping for some friends at the time and for myself. And I had a couple people, when I was posting on my Instagram, just like for fun, like literally just random pictures of my meal prep that I was doing for myself. And they were like, oh my God, are you selling this? If you are, I would totally buy it from you. Like all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, should I like see where this goes and just kind of like say, hey, if you want me to meal prep for you, like I'll charge you, you pay me, and that's it, Yeah. And it was literally just that for a little bit. I started actually cooking in my parents' kitchen. And I was doing that for like 2 years it wasn't until last October, not 2022, but 2021, where I moved into my storefront, and got my like kind of kitchen area and my storefront where people pick up now. But just to know that, like, I mean, we laugh all the time, me and the couple guys that work for me, and they're great guys, very talented.
Do you make them go to culinary school?
They don't. No,
Okay.
no, they didn't. One of them I actually grabbed from another restaurant in Elmhurst. He's a young kid.
Yeah.
And just to even, I told him the other day when he was working with me, and I was like, "Are you so proud of like where you've come from when you started working with me?" Because he had like no kitchen experience, and now he's like, you know, doing stuff in half the time that he was before. So just even for myself to be like, wow, like I kind of have like I have employees now. Like this is weird, but it's like so cool that I can give someone an experience, you know what I mean? I can, like, that kid now is going to be like, oh, I worked for Meal Me for, you know, however many years at this point in my life. And like, I was that person that maybe inspired him to do something else or to, that gave him those skills to take with him moving forward. And then I have some really great guys too. But like, we were laughing about it the other day because I was like, remember when we were like jam packed in my parents' kitchen? Like, just cranking out meals and so it's just really cool to like look back and just to kind of see how far I come and how many people in my family have just kind of supported me and all my decisions up until then. And then now, I mean, it's, I know we want to expand, so it's just kind of like figuring out all those ins and outs of everything. And I have visions and goals for 2023 for sure. Not massive goals, but I definitely have goals for the business, achievable ones and all that stuff. But I'm very lucky, and I always like to knock on my head because I don't want to jinx anything. But it's I'm very grateful for where it's come.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that people don't take into consideration when they jump into new opportunities or endeavors is the fact that you mentioned you worked 2 years out of your parents' kitchen. You know what I mean? So it's like, it truly is humble beginnings because I love this saying where it's like, you know, if you do what you can with what you have, you know, God won't leave you where you're at with what you have. You know, it's kind of like that. And you know, moral of the story is, I think a lot of people, they'll see like the flashy life, or they'll see the storefront that you have now, and they see the sale. Like for me, in instance, it's the sales and the lifestyle we've built up over the years, and it's like, but they don't see like the first 2 years of me just selling insurance door to door, driving my mom's car, falling asleep behind the wheel, and it's like no minimal money or making a bunch of money and then being set back because I wreck, or you know what I mean, I fall behind on something, whatever it might be, on my sales, whatever it might be. And so it's like, people see like where you're at now, but they don't want to pay the price of those 2 years, or where you're going. Like, I can't imagine 5-10 years from now, it's like, you know, maybe you're international, or you're just nationally. There's Meal Me's everywhere. Exactly. But it's like, I think, you know, a lot of people get so caught up in wanting to, you know, I said the other day, I said, people want to wear the crown, but they don't want to bear the cross. And it's like, it looks cool. You know what I mean? The money looks cool, and the meals, the distribution, and everything you're doing. But now it's like, now can you come and pay the price? Can you come and do the day in and day out? Can you get up at 4 a.m.? And it's like, I wonder how many late nights you had as well in those first 2 years, or even now, if something hits the fan, like,
oh my God,
who's it all go back to? It's on you,
Very
the CEO.
stressful.
Yeah, it's like somebody quits or somebody's sick, and it's like, all right, well, you know, who's going to pick up the reins and get the job done?
It's like, literally, my husband knows, like, don't talk to me if something goes wrong, because I am in full blown move out of my way, or I'm running through you until I figure out like what just went wrong kind of thing, because it is like all on you. And then just kind of to piggyback on what you were saying about how like people don't really know what we go through to get to where we are now. It's kind of why I really like to be very personable with my like customers and stuff, because I want people to know me as a person and like me as a person, and give them insight to like who I am, what I went through, and really what the business is because of that. And I feel like that's what will draw, I mean, at least for me, and that's how I would like for it to be, and how I would like for other people to perceive my business, just by knowing me as a person. And what I've been through, like, might make you like my business more, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you like someone, you'll like their business. Like, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't buy your insurance. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think she just hinted that she's buying insurance. So, but I wanted to just talk on the drive that you have. So you said, you know, if something goes wrong, you pretty much let everybody know to leave you alone, because you're about to go all in and get the job done. Where do you think you get that from? Like what was that something that was just naturally, just innate, that was inside of you, or did you see something in your parents? Or
my parents are very hard workers. My dad has his own business with his dad and a couple of his brothers. My siblings, 2 of my siblings work for him.
Is he Italian too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My best friend growing up was pure Italian. His last name's Joyo. They got a restaurant. His dad.
Joyo?
I worked for him.
Joyo.
Yeah. Joyo.
Mikey Joyo?
It's Angelo Joyo. They're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, never mind.
It's a Joe. Hope
they're not watching this.
I don't know. He might. But I'm talking. I don't know what it is about these Italians, but
yeah.
This dude was a hard worker. You know what I mean? And my best friend and I would consider we both became pretty hard workers from working for his dad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
My dad wasn't in my life, so I could consider this guy like my Italian father.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this dude, he would put us to work. I'm talking about like 7 a.m. We'd be like helping with dough or meatballs.
I love that.
They put me on the meatballs where
I love that. You could probably make a fire meatball now.
Yeah, I mean, if they mixed the ingredients, they didn't give me the ingredients.
They didn't give you a recipe.
It was, I mean, you're talking about a couple hours of cold meat. My hands would be frozen, and it was like, so what? Keep working. You know what I mean? And but like way more intense. Like, yo, get the
yeah, I get it.
Crazy
for sure.
Italian father type dude. But so your dad, real hard worker, worked with his dad, and then
yeah. And I also think, just to kind of piggyback off what you said there too, is like family-owned businesses. If you're Italian, I think, not even just if you're Italian, but a family-owned business, you're going to be intense. Like, it's going to be intense.
Absolutely. Italian might be, because I remember them being really like...
It is intense.
Really intense.
It really is.
It was really intense.
And I have like other Italian friends who have, pizzerias and who have restaurants and all this stuff. And like, just to kind of see even what they go through is just like, I know that you like rely on your family when you're in family business. And that's why a lot of people say not to go into business with your family. Because
Italian family business.
Yes. Yeah. Italian family business.
There could be a reality show of the kids from an Italian family business.
Oh my God. We always used to say, like, if there was a freaking reality show about our family, like, I swear we'd be more viral than the Kardashians.
Yes.
Just because I'm sure everyone would, though, right? Like, if everyone had a reality TV show, I'm sure it'd be interesting to watch.
I would have to go on a limb, especially my boy's dad was nuts.
I like know exactly what you're talking
about.
The
expectations were, but I really believe that was a large percentage of like the influence into who
for
the man.
Sure.
Because I'm talking about, he had us working at like, I won't say, but he had us working at a young age.
Yeah, you know I'm sure. So well, that's another thing about family businesses and stuff like that. But yeah, my dad is always, he's a hard worker. I mean, even now, like, I look back and I'm just like, some of us are kids and we're just like, we don't appreciate things in the moment. And like now, like, even just thinking about my dad and how hard he works, like, it literally could just make me cry, because I'm so grateful for everything that he's like provided for my family and for just the business, and seeing how, like, what he goes through. And one thing that I love about him, and I always respected and still do to this day, is that he's never ever once brought anything home with him. And he's always like said that too, like, he'd never bring his work home with him. Like, if he had a bad day or if something was going wrong with the business, like, I mean, it wouldn't change his fun mood around us kids or anything like that. So like, that's something that I really respect. My mom, she's been a stay-at-home mom my whole life, but she's done everything except wipe our asses for us. So she is like another, and even with Meal Me, she comes to work every Monday, and she's there helping and all that stuff. So she, just seeing her work ethic too, and just how she supports my dad and all that stuff. And then I also just think, out of there's 4 of us siblings, but out of the 4 of us, I've always kind of been the more like hard-headed, get to work, no bullshit, don't take any shit kind of one out of the bunch. So I think it has kind of just been instilled in me, and all my other siblings, they are kind of, they're working for my dad, or I have a sister that's in college still, and I've always just kind of been like, not the odd one out, but the one that just like does what I want to do. So that's kind of, I think, where some of it might come from. But yeah, I've always kind of had my focus. When I have my eye on something and I'm focused, like, I will get it done. There's like no stopping me.
It's such a key for success. You know what I mean? If you want, I'm a true believer in, if you can just attach focus to patience, you can pretty much get whatever you want in this life.
For sure.
If you're focused and patient, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
So next, I want to just double back into more favorite restaurants, because I think I only got
we didn't really talk about it.
We went on a Maple and Ash tangent.
Yeah, I could talk about favorite restaurants. Oh my gosh, are you asking what my favorite one is, or just like in general?
Let's start with the favorite. Do you have a favorite one off the top of your head?
I don't want to hype up Pazzi this much, but I love Pazzi. Like, it's so good. Where else do I really like to go? This is a really it's not like anything crazy or fancy, but there's this little hole in the wall sushi place next to it's like 5 minutes from our house in Bloomingdale. It's called Abu Shiri. Really good sushi. You're in and you're out. It's very quick. It's not anything fancy, but it's family owned. I've been going there since I was probably in grammar school, and it's still the same woman that's running show by herself, working hard. So like, I actually appreciate restaurants like that more than I appreciate restaurants like Maple and Ash. restaurants that are
the small like mom and pop.
Yeah,
type
the
of deal.
small mom and pop restaurants that you can tell are like working their asses off just to stay open. Like that's respectable. So I love restaurants like that. I love like if I want to do fancy, I love Maple and Ash. I've been to that new restaurant in Oak Brook once, Fioli. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, the Greek place.
I've tried that place.
It was pretty.
It was
good.
decent. Yeah, it was good. I wasn't opposed to that. Something that I'm like getting annoyed with that one of my friends kind of had to explain to me is like, I don't like going clubbing. I don't go party.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
I'm not the downtown girl anymore. That's just not my scene. And I feel like at all these restaurants now, all of a sudden you're seeing
it's a club vibe.
Sparklers and all this shit. And it's like, why can't I just go to a restaurant and like get my good food and my good service? Like, why do we all have to try to fit into the party scene? And
I like to be able to hear myself.
Yeah. And I know like maybe at a certain time it switches, but like, why are we trying to be like that? Like, let's just be classy, you know?
Yeah, that's where my social awkwardness really kicks in. If there's like if there's really like loud music and I'm not able to like communicate with people, because I don't drink. So like,
oh really?
I'm like the sober one, just like sitting there.
Oh well,
I don't know if you've seen the meme of Future where he's like big eyed.
No, I haven't.
He's like in a room like
I haven't seen it.
He like got caught off guard.
That's you.
That's me. That's absolutely me. If I ever go to the clubs or anything like that, because I'm just sober.
God,
like,
no.
What did you say? Like yelling.
Yeah, I feel that. Me and my husband, we like really don't drink either.
Yeah.
I mean, if I go out to dinner, I'm having one drink and I'm done.
I'm a girly drinker too.
Sometimes, oh my God.
If I have a drink, it's a Moscato.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh my God.
I gotta be careful like who I order a drink around.
My husband, I hate to keep bringing my husband up, but like every time we go to dinner, he orders a drink and he doesn't even know that it's gonna be a girly drink.
Yeah.
But it comes in like a little like teapot or like with a little flower in it, and he's like, "Why does this always happen to me?"
I'm real bad. I'll get virgin daiquiris. I'll get virgin pina coladas, and then
fun.
if I do get an alcoholic drink, it'll be a Moscato. And my mom put me on it. So I was a drinker in high school, middle school. I was nuts.
Those are smooth, you know?
Yes, but I was nuts in middle school, high school. It was vodka like every night and everything. I was nuts because
I didn't
have
with that now. Yeah.
So dumb, but also I didn't have a dad, so I was the man of the house at 12 years old.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was like, I'm doing whatever.
Wow. So you definitely had from an early age.
Yeah, absolutely. After your stomach's pumped at a young age,
and
you're like, dude, I know what happens.
You're like, you guys can go to the clubs.
I'm cool.
I already,
because I
12 years old, I went through that.
I feel like people think I'm trying to like come off as like that saint, where it's like, maybe a little bit now, but back then I was absolutely a demon.
Yeah, and I don't think you need to drink to have fun these days. So
no, not at all. But my mom always had. She was the lady with the box wine in the fridge.
Oh, I love that.
And I'd have a bad day at middle school.
Open the door.
Yep.
Squeeze it out.
Bad day in algebra. I'd come home and I'd take the whole box downstairs, and I would just be hitting the box. I'd be
slapping the bag. What do they call it?
She'd be like knocking on my door. I'd be like listening to depressed music. Horrible day. Maybe my middle school girlfriend broke up with me or something.
Life is so hard.
So bad. So I can think, but I like Moscato.
Yeah, so Moscato's good.
It's such.
So you're a white wine guy?
White wine. Do you like Moscato?
I do. Remember we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you were talking. What'd you say? Mimosas.
Mimosas.
I had mimosas like the night before, and because it was Saturday, and I was like, I want to go home. I had a long day, and I was like, I just want to drink something that's just fun and casual.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I was thinking of something the next day, and he was all like, "Well, I had a Moscato," and I was like, "Do you just copy?"
That's so funny. I'm more of a Pinot Grigio girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are those good?
Yeah, no, they're really
It sounds like a dessert wine.
It's a white wine. Like is Moscato considered a dessert wine? Because is it sweeter? I thought Moscato was pretty like dry and tangy.
Moscato, yeah, it's like it has like kind of like a sour taste.
Yeah, like a soury.
Oh, it's sweet.
Pinot Grigio, you would like Pinot Grigio too, because it's sweet and it's like it's a little dry and it's smooth. It's really smooth. It doesn't hit you like Moscato does.
Do they have it at Pazzi de Pizza? I swear, my boy
they
just
have
flew
it
in.
at
I'm about to go there tonight.
They do. Oh my God, I'm going tonight. I'm going to the Elmhurst one.
If I convince my boy, we're gonna go tonight. So.
They have like honestly, they have a cool bar that you can sit in the bar area. They have a bar top. Then they have like the other side is kind of just like restaurant if you're going with family or if you wanted a low table or whatever. Another thing about me, I can't go to a restaurant and sit at a low top.
Yeah.
I'm always sitting at a high top. And it's not even because, I like the bar. It's
what about booth or table if that's the only thing available?
If that's the only thing available, I'm never problematic. So I'll take it, but like I'll always request
Which
a high
one would
top.
you prefer, booth or table though? Like a regular table or a booth?
Is the booth like a circle like this?
Yeah, it's a circle like that.
I don't like booths. I would prefer
I don't
the
like
table.
booths
I
at
hate
all.
them. I hate them. And I think it's part of the time because I don't really trust who's cleaning them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you see crumbs, and I don't really get grossed out easily.
Yeah.
But, if there's a hair there and a couple crumbs, and then I got to wipe it with my hand.
Yeah.
Then I got to use the hand sanitizer.
Yes.
I'm, like, not a germaphobe, but
something
but
I don't want,
booze.
like, weird stuff around my food.
Right.
Anything, like, that doesn't seem in the ordinary around my food.
Right. Yes. So I'm a table girl. Table or high top.
Yes. Okay, what about desserts?
Which ones do I like?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. I love desserts. I'm such a sweets girl.
Cannolis?
Love cannolis.
Okay.
Those are my favorite. Cannolis are, now that you said that, cannolis are my favorite.
I never really liked them.
Yeah.
But my they used to make them homemade. Like at the restaurant, they would make them like homemade, and I'd be like, why can't you just put cake icing in there?
Oh God, no.
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, this isn't icing.
I mean, you could and let us know how it is, but no. It's funny because I actually never used to like cannolis. I wasn't really into cannolis, and it wasn't really until recently, like maybe 2 years ago, that I was like, I love cannolis.
Yeah.
Like I had to have them at my wedding. I was like, I need cannolis on the dessert table.
Oh yeah.
Ice cream, we're going chocolate.
Yeah.
Maybe strawberry.
Yeah.
If we're talking DQ, Oreo Blizzard.
Have you had rainbow cone?
I love rainbow cone.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's
so really good. I don't like though the chunks of what do they put? It's like I know there's like cherry chunks or and there's like a nut in there too, I think, but I'm not sure.
In
what
their
it
cherry
is.
flavored ice cream?
No, like in their rainbow cone. There's like chunks of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the chunks are, but I could do without them.
That's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, it's hit or miss because they don't bother me that much, and I would still go to get it. But if they didn't have the chunks, it would be better.
Texture is so big too, especially if you're like when you don't anticipate weird textures, then it's like it kind of almost throws off the whole dish.
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure. Yeah, oh God, yeah, huge thing for sure.
Are you crumble cookie or insomnia?
I don't think I've had insomnia, and I've had crumble a couple times, but like. Those types of things, they don't do much for me.
Yeah?
Cookies, like those sugary, they'll
about
just
them
make my stomach hurt.
Oh, see, I got a child stomach, so I think about them all week. So my reward is, I do, which I guess is it's not me disciplining myself, but I do the meal prep.
Yeah, you do your meal prep.
Monday to Thursday,
it's
Friday
to stick with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the weekends, it's like egg sandwiches and cookies.
Crumble cookies.
Yeah.
Wait, egg sandwiches.
There's a Corner Bakery by Oak Brook. It's called Corner Bakery. Or
Corner Bakery, yeah.
And they got a bacon and egg sandwich. That's
really?
so good.
Oh, so it's not like an egg salad sandwich. It's like egg and bacon,
yeah,
like a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a breakfast sandwich.
I thought you were like mixing like hard-boiled eggs with like mayonnaise or something. And
no,
I'm like,
I could see my grandma doing that.
I'm like, who eats those anymore?
Yeah, no, I could see my grandma doing that. But
That's funny.
Not me. So desserts. We've covered a lot. What about anything outside of food? Hobbies or different things that you like to do? I see the Jordans.
Yes.
Are those the new ones that just dropped recently?
No, I wish.
Okay.
I actually got these maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think these are what are these ones called?
They look like Chicago ones.
Yeah, they're Chicago's.
I don't have them, and I've been trying to get them. And
these
so
are my Chicago ones.
I was like,
I maybe have 5 pairs.
Yeah.
I was like really into them a couple years ago where
Yeah.
I was like buying. I've like sold a couple now, but like I was buying a ton, and then I'm like, am I really gonna wear these for the amount of money I'm spending on them? Like maybe I should chill for a little bit. But I won't stop till I get the pine greens. So
okay.
I'm still waiting to get those. I just like haven't pulled the trigger on them yet, but those are ones that I really want, and the Travis Scott ones.
Oh yeah.
Or just like the brown ones in general.
Those
I
are
like
on
those.
a buck.
Yeah.
So what about outside of shoes, hobbies outside of cooking? What do you guys like to do?
So.
Eating, I know that.
Eating, we love to eat. It's so funny because like I've been saying, me and my husband, we've just kind of been like brainstorming things to start getting into, because like for the longest time cooking was my hobby.
Yeah.
And now it's my full-time job.
Yep.
So it's like I'm kind of still trying to figure out what I want to focus like all of my free time on, where I'm still doing a bunch of stuff in my free time, but I've been saying, I'm like, I want to like pick something and have a hobby. I really want to get into pottery. Yeah. That might sound super weird. Yeah. My husband the other day was like, where are you going to do that? I'm like, I don't know, our garage, like somewhere I could do pottery. I think I need something like peaceful in my life. Not that I don't have a peaceful life, but like I think I want something where I'm like, I could just do that and zen out and block the world out. You know, people have that thing.
Yeah, mine's Family Guy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Peter Griffin zens me out.
See, I just want to put like headphones in and like yoga music and just like
I did yoga today.
Zen out. Did you really?
Yeah. So
oh
Wednesdays
God.
I do hot yoga 9:30.
Nice.
Shout out Naja. She's the instructor up there, and it's
where at?
Lifetime Oak Brook, and it is
okay. Cool.
It is so. I leave it's the only hour I probably don't have my phone on me. And it's so
that's nice too.
Yes. And usually I come out like mentally like relieved.
Right.
Today I came out like a psychopath.
Feel a little loosey-goosey. Did you?
Yes. I don't know what happened. I was angrier when I came out. But usually I'm like, yes, life is like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, calm down.
It's all good.
Everything's cool. Gratitude and, really adjusting your perspective. But yoga is definitely a lifesaver. You're just focusing on your breathing. It's hot. You know what I mean? You're looking around. Everyone does it way better than you. So it's like,
right. So you just pick the seat in the back so no one can see you.
I literally pick the seat in the back. I'm like, yep, I'm in the back.
I'm like, who's picking the front? Like,
yes.
Who's going into yoga and saying, I want front row?
I used to do that because I was scared I wouldn't like know anything to do. So now I have a general idea of like what I'm doing. So now I'm absolutely in the back. Yeah. And I sweat a lot, so I'm like, I don't want to like trip or let somebody trip beside me or something.
Yeah, I feel that. Do they have? I'm sure now that you said Lifetime, it's pretty spacious in those rooms because I go to the Bloomingdale one.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it's huge.
My sister was just at this new place in Glen Ellen. I'm not sure what it was called, but she did yoga there yesterday for the first time. And I was like, oh, let me know how it is because I've been wanting to like start doing yoga at least just like once a week.
Yeah,
to just like
I just do it once a week.
Just want to like stretch out a little more. My back's starting to hurt. Yeah. Like I'm only 26 and I'm just like, am I 26? I think I'm 25. I'm 25. Yeah. I don't know why I said 26. Sometimes I just forget.
After like a month or two of me like turning the next age, I like forget a little.
I forget. I swear to God. No, but there's this place in Roselle, and it's called Tri-Balance. I don't know if you've heard.
No.
But I used to do hot yoga there. Yeah. It's really good. It just like gets up to that temperature. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't do it at Lifetime because I feel like the rooms don't get hot.
It's not that hot. I've done hot yogas that are like, holy shit, this is hot. Yeah. You know what I mean? You walk in just mad. Like, this is way too hot.
Right. But either way, like in the Lifetime one, you are like obviously working and you're going to start sweating regardless. Yes. And even if it is a little hot, it's not that bad. So I should probably give it another go.
Yeah. And then they don't have it for the girls, but they have a cold tub, and I recommend if you like don't.
Oh, really?
Like, cold showers work, but like they have a cold, like an actual cold hot tub.
Interesting.
They have a hot tub, and then they have a cold tub.
I'd use that all the time.
40 degrees, and it literally is like, holy shit.
Have you done it?
I do it every day.
Do you really?
Yeah, I try to do it every day.
So that's something I want to. I see people doing that, and I'm like,
cold tubs. It is so good.
How do you do it? Like. At your house, like where would I go?
So you can buy little cold tub tanks.
And just fill them up.
You just fill them up. They have really good ones.
So scary.
Yeah. Oh my god, though. But they're.
Is it instant shock? Like
instant. Yeah. Like.
And once you're in, does it get easier? Like
over time. Like I think I'm still like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's I've been doing it for like a year and a half.
Oh wow. Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like a bitch about it. I don't know.
It's okay. I mean, I've never done it because I'm too scared. So.
Well, I used to do it where I'd go sauna, steam room, and then the cold tub, and I got up to like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just recently changed a month ago from just starting in the cold tub.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to explain to everybody why it's harder because obviously I'm at room temperature, normal body temperature, opposed to I was doing sauna and steam room for 30, 40 minutes and going in there at like whatever, an excessive amount of heat. I'm sweating, I'm dying, so it feels good.
Right.
Now it's not a reward. It's
more
like,
of a shock.
Oh my god, this sucks.
Yeah. So well, maybe that's a good way to like train yourself to get to longer time. I mean, I don't know what's easier, but kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah,
I definitely want to start.
It's so good. What about you and your husband like movies, shows? Is there anything that you guys like?
So you guys are just gonna think that my husband's crazy because
movies or shows?
Hates movies. Just can't get him to sit down and watch anything. And if I
What's he like?
If I do, he's falling asleep. Yeah. Like, love him for that. But no, we've been trying to get into. It's funny because we start shows, and I'm like, do you want to watch an episode? And like, we'll start that, and then like the next day, it's like, do you want to watch an episode of this? Because he didn't want to watch the show from before. So we're like on maybe 6 different shows right now that we're just kind of rotating through.
Did you guys like Game of Thrones?
I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Okay. I feel like I wouldn't really like Game of Thrones. Not really my. I don't know what it's about, but
I feel like it was just so nationally like. Game
really?
of Thrones.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it everywhere. There's like another one that was like that too, and I haven't seen it. Everybody talks about it. I was Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I love
Sons of Anarchy.
Did he like Breaking Bad or either of those? I love both those.
He actually told me to watch Breaking Bad.
Okay,
so I got into that because of him. I'm making him watch Sons of Anarchy, and I'm really enjoying rewatching it.
That's so fire.
It's like one of my all-time favorite shows.
So the guy that runs my media company and set up all this equipment for me, he named his son Jax.
Oh, yeah. I want to name my son like Jackson, so I can call him Jax.
Yeah, so it's Jackson.
It's just the most badass show of my entire life.
Peter's son is Jax.
Peter's son is Jax.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy is like huge for me. So my husband, he's a firefighter paramedic in Deerfield.
Yeah. So is he in a union?
He is in Is he in the union?
Yeah, because we're a union life insurance company, so
Oh.
we call all these union guys all day long.
I don't think
hey,
so,
we're with them.
but I'm not sure.
There's a lot of firefighters that are in the union, but he might be non-union.
I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'm not sure, but I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a firefighter paramedic, so he's working today. But where was I going with this?
We were talking about Sons of Anarchy.
Yes. Okay, so that's what he does. But I mean, in his free time, it's so crazy. I can't blame him for falling asleep when we're watching a TV show because
12, 16-hour shifts.
I mean, he's got 24-hour shifts. So
okay, yeah.
So some nights I don't want to say this on the air, but some nights he's working or when he is working, and if he gets home in the morning and he didn't sleep all that night because he had 5 calls throughout the night and he got no sleep.
How hard is it being a paramedic in Illinois? This area,
he's very lucky because he works in Deerfield. So Deerfield
is that like a country or area?
It's more of like a wealthy area.
Okay.
They their fire alarms are in place. They have updated systems.
Yeah, it's not like gang.
No. Yeah, like he would never want to work in the city or anything like that. Which paramedic. I give all paramedic and firefighters so much credit, but the ones that are like in the city, like I can't even imagine what they go through on a day-to-day basis because it just has to be absolutely insane.
Yes.
And I can't imagine how they live their lives on their days off because I see my husband and not that he doesn't have it as bad, but it has to be a couple scales down from what Chicago is seeing. And
that's one thing that really kind of upset me is just over this last year, and I rarely ever try to get into politics, but just seeing people wanting to defend or defund like the police. And I'm like, well,
it's hurtful.
It's like, and because I consider, because typically when there's any type of scene or event, it's not just the police that'll show up. It's the firefighters. It's the paramedics. Yeah. And it's like, I look at it as like you're attacking a whole group of individuals. Right. Or it's like, you might have one bad misrepresentation of a person.
Right.
But you don't group that whole group as bad people and say, let's just strip away. Yeah. Because when you say that, it's like you're attacking their children, their families. And it's like,
at the end of the day, they're people.
They're
just
human
like
beings.
Us. They're human beings. And I've been able to sit down with, I was sitting with a police officer one day at the firehouse. I went to go there with my husband just to visit him for dinner. They like when I go cook for them at the firehouse. I do that sometimes. But there was a policeman there, and he was just kind of saying to one of the other guys just how bad it is. It was kind of in the heat of stuff.
Yes.
And he told a story. I forgot what the story was, but I could just see in his face that he was hurting. You know what I mean? He's nothing motivates me to get up and go to work these days. And that makes me want to cry. That sucks for someone. And to know that the world is that's pretty hateful, you know, for the world to do and to make someone feel like that.
I mean, imagine you have a break in entry and someone's trying to rob you in your house. Yeah. And they send a therapist out.
Right. Can you imagine?
Let's think about this.
Right.
What are you thinking?
Right.
How are you feeling? Put the gun down.
Yeah.
It's what the
fuck
is that? Send the police out
Seriously,
here, dude. I'm getting robbed.
They don't understand that that's who comes to us when we're calling. You know what I mean?
She just had to call the police the other night. I was at dinner.
Here?
And she walked into my office and there's people laying on the couch.
Seriously?
Yes.
Random people?
Random. And it's late at night. She walked in and shut it up. It's 8, 9 o'clock at night. And
who were they?
Just... It's such a horrible. It's so horrible.
Oh my god! You don't even have to say. But were they just randoms around that in here?
Yes.
They were just 20-year-olds. They were they were hey, so there's 2 males and 2 females, and they came in here, and so gross to say, but 2 of them were on the couch.
Did we wipe it down?
No, we left it for you.
I'm what are we about to say here? Gonna have to wash these clothes after.
Oh, we threw everything away.
Okay, you did?
Yeah, I had an old blanket on there. Threw it away.
Shit. Well, I would too.
My old nap blanket ruined.
God. You guys should get some type of security system or something.
Well, the cameras are out in the hallway. They're checking.
Actually, we have a situation with that.
Nice.
I was gonna say, if you keep all this equipment in here, I mean, lock it up or something.
My thing is, I walked in here and I thought they were just someone else. I walked in and I was like, okay.
She thought it was me. She thought I had a girl on the couch.
She's let the boss do what he's got to do.
I was like, wait a minute. He's at dinner. I was like, wait a minute. I turned around and I did a little.
Oh my
god. I was
god.
do I know you guys? And they're like, no, we're here. We're meeting some guy. He told us to come here. He works here.
My ass.
In the lounge area. And I was like, where does this guy work? And they're some key place here. I was like, well, their office would be closed 5 o'clock. Any other
This is a different office. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, you guys need to leave. Get out here.
Right.
And so they leave, and all of a sudden, 2 more individuals come out of a bathroom.
A boy and a girl come out of the bath, and everybody's calling me like, everyone's having sex in the office, and I'm like,
cringy. Everybody's having sex in the office.
I was like, oh my god.
And you're just trying to enjoy your dinner.
Yes, I'm trying to have dinner. I'm like,
He thought I was playing around with him.
I got so mad.
Yeah.
We
Don't mess with me. I'm busy.
Yeah, dude. We get the police here, and they're so nice.
Yeah.
And what's funny is though, she was like, they were looking at your Jordans, and they were like,
oh shit.
oh nice.
Oh,
the
my-
Jordans didn't get stolen.
The police officers?
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, they're all
So-
like,
Did they end up stealing anything or
No.
they didn't. They were
just wanted to use your couch in your
Yes.
bathroom?
Yeah.
pretty much, because they thought it was a lounge area. And like, just,
Yeah, super
Walk into
super
an office,
loungy,
yeah.
right?
yeah, there's like 2 underage girls. They were bawling their eyes out, like screaming and stuff. with
Well,
officers.
lesson learned.
Yeah,
And-
I was like,
And the police smell the alcohol on them and everything like that. And I think they arrested the old 20-year-old kid or whatever.
Yeah,
I
the
think they
guys.
put him in cuffs or something. But I just couldn't wrap my mind around like what was happening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was funny though.
Yeah.
But
that
at the
is
same
funny.
time,
Yeah.
not knowing Chicago, because the one kid had the ski mask
Right.
on. You know what I mean?
One
So
of the
it's like-
kids had a ski mask.
yeah,
on?
so he's got like the whole like rob
Okay.
you, shoot you type of scheme.
Yeah.
Like, and it is what it is. It just, so I'm like, and I think of like an instance like that. It's like, okay, do I want to call the therapist to come handle this situation, or do I want like somebody that could like
No,
handle
for
the
sure.
situation?
And it's like we these days need to know how to like handle the situation like on our own. So,
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to get into that, but like, I mean, we can get into it, but I'm saying I wouldn't want to actually have to like,
yeah.
get
and,
into
and that's
that.
another reason I like calling the police, because Illinois has weird laws of like, if I handle it myself,
yeah.
it's like they can't be running away.
Uh-huh.
They have to be engaging. And
Oh
then
my
it's like,
God. Do you have your,
I have
like,
so I don't have a
conceal and
void,
carry?
so that's why I want to call the police at all times, because I have
Yeah.
a Pennsylvania license.
Okay.
And then they have to get the void, but I have people here that I like to keep here that have voids, and so they'll stay armed just
Yeah.
in case anything were to ever happen. 'Cause
For sure.
we have such a high turnover with running a sales company where it's
sure.
like, and we'll hire pretty much anybody. You get
Yeah.
a life insurance license, so
Right.
it's like I don't ever want somebody to have bad blood in their mouth or something like that and be like, oh, I'm gonna come up there. And
Yeah.
It's like, come do what you want, bro.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
It's
Yeah,
like, we
you
got
guys
people
are.
up here.
Yeah, you guys are taken care of for sure. But yeah, there are so many like rules. Like for instance, breaking and entering. Like,
Yes.
If someone's in your house in the middle of the night and there's no sign of forced entry and you
Yeah.
kill that person, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Isn't that messed up?
But that's
Why-
this
why,
this
though?
state, right?
I know it's this state.
Yeah, Texas, I
don't
feel like
know-
you'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know where else it would be, but yeah, it's this. Yeah, probably.
Texas, I think you could look at someone's yard wrong and they
Yeah,
could, like, put you
yeah.
down.
Which I feel like that's what like I mean, just for safety reasons, like
Yeah.
I would feel better like living in Texas, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my, as money starts to liquidate more, I'm going to put a winter house in Texas, because I think winter in Texas will be a lot, lot better.
I've actually never been to Texas. But
It's
I've
so
been
fun.
dying to go to Texas. I've heard very great things
Yes.
about Texas.
It's so fun. And recent, we can wrap up. Let's wrap up with shouting out the food, but I want to make one more gun comment. Is
Yeah.
I feel somewhat conflicted. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have an AR-15, but I know they recently made adjustments where the law enforcement in the state of Illinois has to, if once they're retired, they have to turn in their AR-15s after January 24th.
I didn't know that.
Or 2024. So, because you have to register every weapon.
Right.
Now, everything needs to be registered by January 2024. And, which, I get the concept of where they're going with it, but nobody on O Block is registering their weapons. I hope they know that.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
I
It's
think
like-
it's more of just like this is our policy,
Yes.
so this is what we're doing.
Yes.
Just so they can have like the record of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these days, I mean, you could do
I feel
whatever
like
you
for
want.
protective issues, I like the way somewhat like that Texas handles it, because you hear about individuals that bad stuff is going to happen. Bad stuff has happened since the beginning of time, and it's going to happen until this world explodes. So
yeah.
it's like I'd rather people be armed in a sense, because
Right.
I think of like that school shooting where some of the officers didn't respond correctly,
Right.
and then there was civilians that were
Right.
able to put the evil individuals down or handle the
for
situation. So it's
sure.
like, you limit people, and now they're just like, what happens
know.
if like a bad person who
Right.
has an unregistered weapon
Right.
now has some old lady like
right,
hostage or something
right,
like that.
right.
So
it's so
like,
hard when you think about it. It really
Yes.
is. And I'm glad I'm not the one that has to make decisions.
Yeah.
But obviously, we think some decisions are better than others. But
Yes.
again, it's like I'm sure there's so much thought that goes into it that we don't even like think about or know about.
Yeah.
So it's just like a sticky situation that I
I feel like
hope I'll
politics
never
get
have to deal with.
complicated more than they need to be. Like, can't
Yeah.
we just make sure everybody's good?
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah.
human beings being a well state.
Yeah, that
You know what I
that
mean?
too. Yeah, why can't it just be simpler? you
Yeah.
know?
So it's crazy. But let's wrap up with the food. So I wanted to share a little bit of math, like simple math of like, I think I pay $10 or $12 per meal.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, think about what you're paying for your DoorDash, or you're going, maybe you're doing your meals yourself, and you just don't know what you're putting together in regard to your health. It's something you should really take into consideration of, like, you've got a large variety through meal. It's Meal Me.
Meal Me, yeah.
Meal Me. Okay, I always want to say meal by Soph.
Yeah, everyone does. They're always like, meals by Soph. And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, just go with it.
Just something with my meal and Soph was fine.
But you're talking about not only the quality of your life increasing for setting aside a couple dollars a day, and really, if you take into consideration the time that you're investing into going out shopping, and you're putting together this food, maybe for the family, whoever it might be, or for yourself, you don't realize how much money you're saving yourself by increasing the quality of your life, putting together better, higher quality food for yourself, for your family, for the individuals you're surrounded with. Especially if you're a business owner like myself. If you can get your people to be healthier, it's only going to increase the value of your business.
For sure,
they're going to be more clear. They're going to be more focused. They're going to have more energy, and it's all around it's such a plus. You don't got to do it, you know what I mean, every day of the week. I map it out for 5 days.
Yeah,
I try to get like
5 days,
15 meals in, and it's so fire, and it costs me a fraction of what it would cost me.
Yeah.
When I'm door dashing, it's $100 a day. Easy.
Yeah, I don't even think you hit like 200. You might be right at 200 when you order from me, and that's 15 meals, like full portions.
When I'm not on meal prep, I feel it because I'm going to spend a lot of money.
Right?
Like, she'll yell at me. Because I'm really bad. If I'm going to do something, I'll like go all in. I'm like, I ordered sushi the other day, and it was $154.
Yeah.
Just
I know,
one DoorDash.
in,
I'm like, you know what? That one.
Yeah.
And it all gets here. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I just got some sushi. It's one meal.
I know.
So it's
again, and it's not helpful that prices are just so high these days. Groceries, restaurants, everybody has to raise their prices. And I mean, you really, when you think about it in terms of like money and groceries and how much everything costs, like, I mean, we really have a good deal.
I like the time and the dishes. The fact that you don't have to do dishes and you don't have to put your time into shop. Like, I don't like people outside of what I gotta do. So I gotta go be around people.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Me
it's
too.
like, I don't want to do that. The food can get delivered. You can pick it up.
Yeah,
so
you can pick it up. We deliver within a 25-mile radius of Bloomingdale. So we deliver in the city every week.
Yeah.
And then like the same distance, like in the other direction. I mean, we're like all over the place. I have like roughly around 6 drivers. So we send them out, and we work with a couple small gyms in our area too. We deliver to the cast and crew. I've never said this before, but we deliver to the cast and crew of the TV show Chicago PD, which is really cool. Yeah. We do their meals for them every week. And then also a side note, I think I told you this, but that I'm going to start doing cooking classes. This is something, this is actually the first time I'm ever announcing it because I just got it confirmed yesterday. So it's going to be at a cooking, it's called Cooking Skills and Social in Itasca. They have a couple different cooks there, chefs there that like teach classes, but they're definitely looking to just kind of like improve and rebuild, I guess, the company. It's under new management and stuff. So they're trying to just get new faces, new ideas for classes and whatnot. So I'm really excited to announce that to the Meal Me people and let everybody know that I'll be teaching there too.
You got to put it all on TikTok.
You know what? I'm not on TikTok.
You got to get on
TikTok.
It's
so weird. I have to do it.
It's going to blow up.
What do? I just like talk into it? Or
honestly, like pretty much. Just like I'd just be like, I just put together, this is the meal layout for this week. You know
I know.
What I mean?
I do need to do it. That's a goal I have for 2023 is to get involved on like YouTube, TikTok, just make more content and stuff. That's something I suck at, and like I don't know why. Yeah. Like I'm all about my personal Instagram, or at least I used to be. I think it's just a lot. Maybe that's where I need to think about maybe like hiring someone to help because it's a lot to do all of it by myself.
It's so good, yeah.
And I don't have the like ideas for the Instagram and like all the content-y stuff that I could be making that would probably be way cooler if someone else came up with the idea or if I did, Yep. So goals for 2023.
Well, this was fire, Sophia. Everybody, you can find
this was so
the
fun.
company, find you Meals by Soph on Instagram.
Yeah, Meal Me. You can, it's at Meal. What the frick is it?
Is it Meals by Soph on Instagram or is it Meal Me?
Now you're messing me up because I'm like.
Charlie's going to correct it.
Yeah, are you looking? I think it's Meal Me by Soph.
It's Meal Me by Soph.
Okay, look at me. I don't even know my own at. The company name is Meal Me, and then our website, www.mealmebysoph. Instagram is at Meal Me by Soph. I think Meal Me itself was taken when I was kind of creating all of my like my domain and my
Yeah.
Instagram. So I kind of had to put my name in there.
Yeah.
I heard on I was listening to the radio the other night, and someone was like, "Hey, isn't that where Tristan gets his stuff from?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's Meal Me," but then they spelled it different with like a Z in there, and I was like, "No, that's not her."
It was like Meals Z with a me after. Yeah, it's so weird.
Someone
and
was talking about us on a podcast?
No.
maybe who you were with.
Yeah.
We were in the car and we listened to the radio, and they were talking about like meal prepping and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they had brought up, okay, go to this person, you know, meal.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys in the car was like, well, isn't that where Tristan gets his from? And
Yeah.
I was like, I think so. But
Yeah.
then I was like,
Love
wait,
that.
No, I was like, that is not right.
That's not the one, but you kind of got the name a little correct.
Let's go.
Nice that he recognized.
Well, thank you for watching
this
another
was
episode.
fun.
If you guys enjoyed, subscribe, share.
Follow Meal Me.
Follow Meal Me. Comment, make fun of me, whatever you guys want to do. Cool. All right, peace.